Welcome back to Sailing Garuda. Actually, it's welcome back to all of us because we've been gone like a month. So, man, within a few minutes of getting here too, we've already been hearing from folks that there's a bit of a mouse-rat battle going on here in the yard. So I'm walking over because I'm a little anxious to check her out.
But I won't let the stormy seas throw me in open water. Let me have my peace and leave me till tomorrow. Wind into my sail, away from things I let go. Floating.
Well, she's still here. Gonna grab the ladder and set her up. The deck's looking okay. Gonna see how bad things smell. Looks like we got a mouse of some kind. Yeah, back to our mess. Well, let's see. We definitely gonna be chasing down a mouse or a rat or something. I don't know. We'll have to check that out on board. Looks like it's scraped on some wood there too. I don't know. All in all, it's not really in bad shape. Thought it'd be much worse. Yeah, we got a little bit of a leak through here. All right, solar's holding. That's what, 99.7. That's pretty good. I mean, we've been running this fan, so it shouldn't be too bad. But all right, well, projects to get accomplished. All right, well, curiosity abated. You know, sometimes my imagination gets the best of me, like giant rats eating the boat. Anyway, man, it's good to be back in the DR, back in the boatyard. Got a few more projects and some cleanup to get going, but it's time to finish off this season, get out of the yard and back in the water. Well, we're back in the rental car. Not our rental car, kind of the Marina community rental car, but we've got it today. We're headed down to Santiago, about an hour and a half, I would say. We're on a quest for bottom paint and one of the final projects before we get out of the yard. All right, back for day two. Hate to say it, we had to put a little bit of that, I'm calling it rat poison, you know, the stuff that dehydrates them, makes them want to get off or get out. Put some of that out last night, but it rained quite a bit as well, so I don't know if we did any good. We'll just have to kind of see. No ratas?
No rats. Nothing good.
It just bothers me. Anyway, we got to do what we can to protect the boat, which is just a shame, but we're starting to get clean. It's raining a whole lot, so we're kind of limited today. We kind of need things to dry out a bit, but it is kind of nice because at least it's kind of showing us around a little. We're gonna have to spend part of the day inside, so I'm gonna start checking electrical connections, but I'll show you where we are. He's eating the bait. They are eating the bait. I don't exactly know, but we're still finding, like, you know, rat poop. So I want to make certain that it's not doing any more damage. Got a little bit where he's chewing on the floorboard, which is a little strange, right here by the mast. Look at that. Ignore that for a minute. The VHF radio, here's what's happening. When we hit the breaker to turn on the VHF radio, it powers up just fine. Everything is great. As soon as we go to transmit, though, everything shuts down. So initially I thought, all right, well, I've got a ground somewhere in here, or maybe I've screwed up the antenna a little bit. So I use an antenna splitter. So the first thing I did was just check out the splitter, and then I thought, well, I'll just bypass the splitter, so we'll just take out the actual line and go directly to the radio. But I'm having the exact same issue. So it took me a minute to, I went to check the wiring, which is why everything is out. It took me a minute to realize, well, probably what's happening with the VHF is as I'm transmitting, I'm drawing down a bunch of power, so I'm not getting the right amount of power. Again, you guys probably solved this before me. That means I've missed a negative someplace, right? I've missed a ground going back. So I want to dive in and check out where that might be coming from. Well, sure enough, the bus bar seemed to be the issue, so it was just connecting those two. So, you know, it's an oversight. But you know, when you're doing this much wiring, it's very easy to miss one thing here or there, which is why we want to check all these things before we get back in the water. But what I am going to do is take advantage of this situation and clean out all of that nest of wiring back there. Things like that just bother me when I run across them, so I have to fix that. So this was the old bus bar, by the way. Just positive and negative. It's a little small, a lot of stuff attached to it. I'm gonna clean it up and go with something that looks a little nicer. I'm actually putting the waterproofing on the lines, at least checking them. The only two I haven't done is the actual VHF. Get this cleaned up. All right, well, it's not perfect, but I've separated this now at least into bundles. I mean, hopefully that looks a little better. This GPS is what needs to be cleaned up, so, or this radome one. So I guess I'll do that one next, but I put everything kind of in a harness. Then I had to separate out the Wi-Fi optimizer and the data hub. So anyway, better. That's kind of the halfway point. Let me keep going. I'll show you at the end. You decide. Okay, you be the judge. That's a little more cleaned up. I mean, I didn't do anything with the radome breaker there yet, but at least we got kind of those new panels there in place, or new bars in place, and everything else mounted. Here, we'll make sure that this is working okay. All right, so everything comes on, and it should be when we broadcast. We don't lose any power, which is brilliant. So that's what we were after. One more project off the list.
Your favorite outfit.
My favorite outfit. Hurricanes in the tropics.
Did you ever see that show, Squid Games?
No. Did they wear these?
Yes. How's it going? You look like you've been you look like you've been working in a chimney.
Yeah, I feel like it. It is hot, and that's not easy work. So, trying to decide, am I going to throw up blue?
You have injuries. What are they?
No, I just had a pretty good reaction to sanding off that anti-fouling around my eyes. My eyes got real puffy and stiff, and had maybe a couple of day rash. I've been sleeping underneath like a wet towel.
Oh, I think there's a rat in there. I don't know if I want to do it.
Did you get one?
I think I see a tail. Yes! Oh, it's gonna be big!
Really?
Yes! Sad but good.
I don't know where it is. Oh, I see, yeah. Well, there you go. Proof positive, that's our first critter. Really don't like killing things, but gotta get it off the boat. Man, it is hot here, and I gotta say, the thought of 2 days back to back in that bunny suit, man, I don't know if I'm gonna survive. Takes me a little while to recover from those heat stroke type days. So anyway, what I'm gonna do, it rained a little bit last night, so things are a little bit soft. I'm gonna spend a little bit of time just kind of going through the hull, marking some things. I think I'm gonna get out a little bit of fairing compound and fill a couple of the holes that I've already seen, kind of at least lean into the next step a little bit. There's only a little bit of the keel left to still sand, and I've got to deal with the prop. But a little bit of rain in the forecast tonight. Got a hurricane coming toward Cuba in the next few days, so we're just gonna kind of, you know, try to plot the workout the best way we can. I thought I'd show you as far as we got yesterday, which is most things. I've just got the base of the keel there to do. You can still see the white spots. You probably can see where I stopped sanding, but most of this is uniform. We just have a couple little pockmarky things you can kind of see there. I'm going to get out a little water, a little soap and water probably. See if I can't clean up a few of these before we put a little fairing compound on. So anyway, still got some sanding to do, just going to take it a little easier today. All right, so I'm using this Total Fair. It's the first time I've used it, but everybody else kind of raves about it. It's a two-part one-to-one resin and hardener, and this stuff is actually pretty cool. I will show it to you, but like one of them, let's see which is which. The resin is yellow, and the hardener is blue. It looks green with that plastic on there, but you can kind of see probably right there, it's blue. And we're gonna mix them one-to-one. So you'll see this blue and yellow begin to turn green. Sorry for all the background noise, that's part of the yard. And you just wanna keep this going until there are no streaks of either color, so it's pretty uniform green, which I gotta tell you, really wears my hand out. This stuff is thick, but everyone swears by it. It's, you know, it's advertised pretty much to stick well to just about everything. So anyway, I'm very optimistic about it. Pretty excited about using the Total Boat stuff. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's go find us a void. So what I'm looking for are a couple of these small voids like this. And I'll try to film this with it, but well, I will say that was more fairing than I thought I was gonna. It's probably more than I needed. It's what I mixed up, let me say that. And then of course I broke my little plastic spatula right at the end, so you know, every now and again you just have one of those days. But fairing compound on, which is good. Got the thing hand washed with just a bucket and a sponge. Kind of went through everything I could. That leaves me, you know, the keel still to do again. But I got to get in that bunny suit, so I'm gonna let that wait till tomorrow. Heather's making another round of just kind of cleaning some stuff up. No more rats, no more mice, I guess. I don't know, we didn't catch one last night. We'll try again tonight. Doesn't look like we're having any messes or poops or more bait eaten either, so that might have been it. That might have been our single problem. We'll just have to see. Or maybe we got a dead one or two on board. I don't exactly know, but oh, much nicer in the shade. All right, well, the adventure continues. Now that the fairing's on, gotta sand her off, gotta get everything smooth. So last day of sanding, we're gonna try to beat a little rain shower coming in, help us clean it off afterwards. So let's get to it.
Took like 2 seconds of her sanding, and then that was nuts.
Well, it's still really wet in the yard. It keeps raining. But we've done our best here to kind of get things going. We're just going to attempt a little, like, moderate expectations today. We're just going to kind of do one step at a time, but we're going to prep the boat for paint, and as long as the prep is going okay, we'll go ahead and try to get on our first coat of bottom paint, get the clock running. It's about a 4-hour window between first and second coat. So anyway, we're just going to kind of play it by ear today. We're a little weather permitting. Okay, so far so good. We've got the hull cleaned. We've got our tape on. We're kind of walking around, just giving a second look, getting more eyes on before we open the paint and think about putting a coat on. So just kind of making our plan. More than one way to skin a cat. Drained a little off so our mixer could reach the bottom. All right, well, we're back the next morning, and it's the moment of truth. This is always a little satisfying, but woo, here we go. Man, looking sharp. God, that feels good. Well, there you have it. That's at least the majority of the bottom job. We're still gonna have to get the squares from where it's sitting in the stand and a little bit where the keel is resting, but all in all, man, it's pretty satisfying, have to admit. That job is not a lot of fun, but man, she looks good.
Stormy seas, throw me in open water, let me have my peace, and leave me till tomorrow. Wind into my sail, away from things I let go, floating on the waves. We go bottoms up, we go all the way. When you're feeling down,